Welcome back to another rig review, and today I'm going to take a look at the Giant. He is a Giant. This is part of a basics pack, as you can see. And what is the basics pack? That is part of ProRigs. This is a collection of a ton of really awesome rigs. Cool design. You got creatures, you got kids, you got family, everything. Going through them one by one. Last time we had robots. Now I'm going to go through the basics. Yes, they will be on my Animation Movie site, linked to the ProRigs site as well. But on here you can see the review of what I've done so far from them and other rigs as well. So feel free to send me a link to your rig. I have a long list to go through, but still, if you have anything to show me, let me know. I will take a look at it. And then let's go back. You can see this is what I'm looking at today. This is the big guy. You have, speaking of big, you have different body shapes, which is great. Male, female, down to kind of young adults, kids, teenagers. Would be kind of cool. Maybe some kids, like basic kids maybe. And then you have more athletic ones, male, female, however you want to tweak them. And it also includes a basic bouncing ball. You got your pendulum here as well, and a blobby ball with 2 legs for basic walk cycles and stuff like that. So really cool collection. And I'm going to take a look at this big guy. And there we have the Giant. There you go. That's the design. It's pretty cool. We really need to also have a female version of that, just kind of like a Hulk, a She-Hulk type of thing in tandem. That'd be kind of cool. But let's go through the controls. Top one, as always, you have all this. You can't scale, that's on a different controller, but there you can move things around. And as always, you can take this one if you want and bring this down, and that will give you a different pivot. So you select this, and now it's Superman flying. You have, though, here, if you select this one, then you can select this controller. You can switch to custom, and then you can see that you change colors here, red, green, and blue, as well as exposure. And then of course you got the bigger controller here, and here you can move things around as well. This is where you have the global scale like that. You can turn all those controllers on and off. You also have extra gimbal controllers, as you can see here. And then you have body polish, which I will leave on. You can turn off arm geometry, body here, and head, neck, and legs, which is great. And then you can see the complexity, simple, mid, and high. So I'm gonna keep that on the simple side here. That's that for the main controllers. Let's go to the feet. I should call them feet. They're huge. So this is your IK leg, as you can see here. And then when you rotate this, the knee doesn't follow. You have that through this guy here, which also has a pin knee. As with anything, I would love to have kind of a twist function, and it does. So here's your twist function on the leg if you don't want to use this controller. You also have a use pull vector on off. You can see that here, so you want to turn that on off or not. You have a, let's go back here, since this is a function where it's on the floor. You got the foot roll, there you go. You got a foot bank. Big fan on the used, dare I say. And then you got this one, heel pivot. You got the two together here, toe pivot like that. And then you got a toe spin like this, and a foot squash, which is pretty cool. I like that. Then here, this one gives you rotations like that. You can also translate that around like this. And then this back one here, foot scale, all 3 axes, so you can see what's happening here. But if you want to change that for whatever reason in a different axis, that's totally up to you. You have the IKFK leg switch, so switches to that, and then you got your classic leg like that, and you can do all the things like that. Let's go back here. Then you have the snap IK, you have the follow world, and all the good stuff here. You have upper leg stretch, yes or no, lower leg as well, volume compensation as well, and auto stretch. And if you don't know auto stretch, you take this and it's on. And if you don't want this, let's go back here, you can say auto stretch off. There you go. Of course, this is left and right, the same thing. Then you got your bend bows, boing boing here and here, just translates. I would love to be able to scale, so basically reshape a rig. Not every rig has that, and it's tricky potentially to do, but on my wish list where I don't have to do any of the work, I would love to do that. Then you have these here, you can move that in and out. Again, anything with scale, right? You would select the foot scale, you can do it like this, but here you can't. So I would love to have that just everywhere on every controller. I'm always a big fan of that. But it's continue bend boost just since it's here. You have that obviously on all of them. And again, you can select that on this controller here. That is the body polish. Turn that off. Let's just go to the hips first. Hips, you can see how much it gets influenced here. Rotates and translates, no scale. Then you got your root, of course. It's all the stuff that the root does. Then we have this one here. That's the spine blend. So you can move that here to readjust your spine like that. Obviously, that's just one axis, but goes everywhere. And then we can go up. You have another controller for your chest like that. And then you got one more up here to go like that. And you have also value compensation. Here's a channel for that. If I just continue with those controllers, this is this guy like that. And then you have another one up here that does the neck mid. So you can move that stuff around. That's kind of cool. And then up here, you have the upper neck, or basically the head here, that moves around. No scale, but you can translate. So you can move that around. It's almost like an Egyptian character here, or like a cobra. You have squash and stretch through there, and then you have head size like that. Now, making sure that everything is on, just to see I didn't miss anything. So this is the only head squash and stretch. There is no, as you can see, extra controller. I would love still a controller up here. So take a tool here. So, you know, one here, and it'd be cool, like one down here. So you can squash and stretch this section with this and with this controller. Like wherever you pull that controller out, that's where that head would squash and stretch. I think that would be cool. Moving over, well, let's go to the shoulders here. You got that. Rotate and translate. There's no auto clavicle, but you got this for your arm. Obviously, auto stretch on and off. Pole vector stuff on and off. You have a pin elbow, which is great, which, by the way, the knee has as well. Then let's go back here. We have that showing here. This is your IK arm, so the hand does not follow the forearm. That is another feature that I would say 99% of the rigs don't have. It's interesting. I do love it. At work, we used to have that. It was great. But most rigs don't have it. This is for the base finger control here. Obviously, you can go all the way down. You can select these and curl your fingers separately like that. You can actually translate these and bring them out if you want. And you can see this here goes, this is the same here. That's the shape of the controller. But you can select this one here. And then you have IK FK arm. So obviously we're going to go to an IK FK chain. So you have that type of thing. And let's go back here. You have the world and all that. You have the upper stretch, of course, lower stretch, volume compensation. Then you have the fingers. So if you don't want to do this separately, you have here all these like that. This way you have an overall splay and curl. There's also a slide like that, which is cool. I don't see that too often. Scrunch, thumb curl, and then a relax. So like a quick relax pose. That's cool. And then for the palm, you have that. You got your arch, your cup, and then the RX like that. So that's the big part right there. And then of course this way as well. And an overall hand scale if you want someone to fight like that. That is of course on both sides. And that pretty much concludes it. Again, checking on the head, you got the stretchiness of this. That's all we have. And again, it's very light. As always, I'm going to do my jump test just to see how it runs on my older machine. And then let's see you later. And there we go. We got a jump. As always, do something quick, rough, just to kind of see how it works. And it works pretty well. As always, it's fast. These are fast rigs. This is on the lowest setting. So if I look at complexity and go complexity 2. This is what this looks like at 2. You can see some stutter at the end. This is on my machine. And if I go back to 0, that's what you get right there. But still very cool. What I'm still having, and this is, I don't know if that's my machine or my Maya, I don't know. When you have anything in here, let's say foot roll or bank or squash, I select it again, like I do middle mouse drag on my mouse, and nothing is happening. I have to go into the graph editor and change it. So anything that I haven't used yet, see that? Use it once, use it again, it doesn't work. So I'm curious, anybody else who uses those rigs, let me know in the comments. Do you have that as well? Is that just my Maya, which is it's usually Maya related, the kind of user related type of thing. It is a basic rig, so you don't need any other crazy stuff. I think depending on how far you want to go with this, it would be cool, since this is such a ginormous, you know, bulky guy here. This is called the Giant. Maybe in the future some breathing control in the chest in and out, stomach in and out, potential like bicep flexing. So if you do, that's too many controls at once here, but if you do this, you know, whatever pose you have, then it would be kind of cool to have extra controllers to maybe flex the bicep, you know, anything with muscles. I think that would be kind of cool to get some body jiggle in there, maybe some butt cheek jiggle, anything where we can kind of tweak the muscular parts of this character. And there you go. That is the Giant amongst many other versions of this basic set, which is really cool. They got all kinds of types, as you saw at the beginning. And that's it for my walkthrough, jump through, whatever you want to call this. Thanks for watching. As always, thanks for watching till the very end. If you're still watching, like and subscribe. You know the drill, the algorithm, all that good stuff that we say on YouTube. And hopefully I'll see you in my next upload.